Alright, so it's been a couple of months since I fixed the blower motor resistor. Been getting asked for updates quite often. Been getting a lot of views actually on the 4-part video that I posted of the resistor repairing it. So to this point, we haven't really had any real cold days. I really wanted to test it out to make sure it was going to work in some of the extreme temperatures that we can have here, but oddly, it's been really mild. Very few days has it actually dropped below freezing, and so I haven't really been able to test the resistor to make sure it can handle the cold. Obviously, the colder that the blower motor is, the more strain it's going to put on the resistor itself. So that's really what I was waiting for, to get a really cold day. We did have some cold days, so I'm pretty confident actually that the repair has worked out just fine. And really, a lot of the questions that have been coming in, do I feel confident that the repair that I made is going to hold and things like that? It has so far. But here again, the repair that I made was very, very simple. It was something as simple as just a resolder, and that fixed it. But your problem may be deeper. And I can't stress enough that when you're dealing with electronics, circuits, electricity, anything, especially in cars, you always run the risk of doing some damage, possibly even causing fires. And basically, what I did is I fixed the resistor so that it would be just a temp fix. And really, I wanted to get a new one. That's really what I did. And hopefully this will be useful for some of you out there who may be looking for a temp fix. Just need to get you through the next month or whatever. But when you're dealing with the blower motor resistor, and this is actually a brand new one, a YouTube user actually watched my videos, and they had bought this, assuming that that's what was wrong. Way before I even posted the video, it wasn't because of me that they bought it. But as it turns out, it was actually the control unit that was the failure and wasn't working. So they actually had no reason to buy this. And GM is really bad about returning electronics. I can understand why, but he wasn't able to return this. It was a $100 part. So he actually mailed it to me, which I thought was pretty cool. So thank you very much again for that. So anyway, I have a new one here. Plugged it in. It works just fine. It works perfect. There's nothing wrong with it. It's perfectly sealed. And so really it saved me $100, but I was planning on getting a new one anyways. So when these fail, it's typically because the blower motor itself is going bad. And you can tell when your blower motor is going bad if it squeaks when you first turn on your AC or whatever, your heater, anything that requires movement of air. If you hear squeaks or grinding noises or whatever, then most likely your blower motor is actually going out. And it's real important for you to actually get that replaced as soon as possible, unless you really are interested in spending $100 to replace this. You're going to have to spend close to $100 unless you go to a junkyard to replace the blower motor, so you might as well just replace that so that you don't have to spend another $100 to replace this. So it's a good idea just to get this replaced and the blower motor at the same time. Again, I really can't stress enough, because of all the people who've been asking me questions about this, if I'm confident in the repair that I made, I am, but it was mainly a temp fix for me. Just something to get me by until I was able to not only replace the blower motor itself, but also the resistor. And I have yet to replace the blower motor. It's squeaking, it's going through its thing, and I did not want to actually plug in the new one until I got the blower motor itself replaced. So what I'm going to go ahead and do in the next video is show you how to do that.